Hello. I had to go get my mug of mushroom coffee. Who's here? Say hello. Good morning, Jackie. Hey, Frank. Hey, Steph. Oops. No, I don't want to do that. Cancel. Let me make myself comfortable. What is the good word? Oh, I should put my phone on do not disturb because I'm getting text messages right now. How do I do that? Get up here. Okay. What's the good word, people? How you doing? What day is it even? It's Tuesday, and we are in the full moon energy. Who's feeling it? Who's feeling the energy of this full moon? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Oh, no, I don't want to do that. You'd think that this is my first live. I'm pushing all the buttons, don't know what's happening. Good morning. I was thinking this morning how quantum leaps, as our friend Larissa has said, yes, quantum leaps for sure. I'll tell you, this Rebel Rebirth course that we are in, it's closed now, sorry people, but it is really, I don't even know how you put words to it, but quantum leaps are happening, major shifts in reality, the levels of self-awareness and understanding of the empowerment of choice that is available and what happens when you drop into that choice. It's really, sometimes I find it, and maybe I'll need to get rid of this story, is, I do want to get rid of this story. And I've said it, and I'll say it again, is like, I find that it's sometimes hard to put into words the energetics of what happens in my work. Oops, sorry. I'm trying to get a good angle here. I wanted to be on time for 11:11. So, okay, that looks better. And I've got my little muse here. So, I was thinking this morning about how, so when I was saying good morning, when I was little, my dad would wake us up by flashing the lights on and off. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. And it was awful. And I was thinking about it because I do like to wake up in ease, and naturally wake up. Wake up when it's time and it's ready. And I rarely use an alarm clock. And you know what? I'm super grateful that I have created this life and I've dropped into this experience where I do have the ease of my morning and I do get to wake up when I want to and naturally. What I do at night is before I go to bed, I'll think about what time I want to wake up in the morning. And I do. I had wanted, so I rarely use my alarm clock, but if I'm trying to create like a shift in my consciousness, what I'll do is I will create these shifts throughout my life, and sometimes one of them is to use an alarm clock. And I did set my alarm last night, but the battery must have died and it never went off, but I woke up at the time that I wanted to wake up this morning. And the alarm, or because I don't have a lot of electronics in my bedroom, the alarm is battery operated and the battery died at 3:15 this morning. So I thought that was fun. The witching hour. Hi, Jennifer. Hey, Jason. Hey, Stacy. Yes, empowerment is really the word of what's happening inside the Rebel Rebirth. Funny resistance there. What resistance are you talking about, Jackie? Oh, did I just say something about resistance? So, resistance is going to be a part of this topic today in regards to surrender being your secret sauce and how to get out of your own way. Hey, Melissa. Melissa, it's like 2 degrees here in Connecticut. Can't be much warmer up in Maine, can it? Oh, the alarm clock. Yeah. Yeah, the alarm clock. Yeah, it's it's just funny that I said it and I still woke up when I wanted to kind of like shift. Oh, -6, fantastic. Hey Gary, what's going on? So surrender, right? So surrender is this word of, I mean, everybody has their own meaning to it. And I've seen some people speak about like surrender. Like surrender isn't just like you just throw up your hands in the air and just say like, fuck it. I feel like surrender is actually a really active choice and energy and a conscious way of being is surrender. And the reason why I say it's your secret sauce is you can kind of even intertwine it with the energy of detachment, right? So if we're looking at these visions that you have for your life, right? The businesses that you want to build, the people that you want to help out in the world. And so you have this vision for yourself. To surrender means to let go of the how, right? How it's going to unfold. But the next level of that is to surrender of the unfolding of the how. And let me tell you what I'm talking about after I sip some coffee. Because this piece of surrender where I see most people get tripped up is that when all of the pieces of the evolution, the change, the alignment of your vision to come into play in your life, people get stopped up with the unfolding of the how. When all of the players are being aligned, when all of the circumstances are being presented, when all of the experiences are coming to you to support you, inform you, and align you into the person you need. I just got a phone call. It's on Do Not Disturb. Hey Gloria. So it's all the circumstances and all of the experiences that come your way to, support you in becoming the person that you need to be in order to have that successful business, to be in that leadership role, to to be the person who has the ripple effect on other people in the world, right? And people get tripped up in this space because it doesn't always look like how you think it's supposed to look like. This journey, and let me just say this straight up, is like, this journey is about the journey. There is nowhere for you to go. This is what is like part of what is fucking people's minds up, is that the mind fuckery of that there's a destination. Like, it's like once you get there, then you can be happy. Once you get there, then you can celebrate life. Once you get there, then you can, really be who you're meant to be, right? And if you can let go of this like destination addiction and allow yourself to drop into the journey that this life is, it will absolutely become more enjoyable. I'm not saying that this evolution of the how that's like bringing you in alignment to your vision isn't easy, but when you understand and learn how to move through the chaos, the transitions, and the changes, and to be able to work with the energy and be able to alchemize your emotional energy and turn that into it's like this, what do I want to say? It's like, and turn that into fuel, turn that into food for your new vision, right? Rather than the chaos taking you down out into left field. It's not as hard. It's not as debilitating. It doesn't take, weeks to recover from something. It's, you become the master. You become the alchemist. You are the alchemist. You are the alchemist. And learning how to do that, learning how to tap into understanding the experiences that are being presented to you is your empowerment. So Let me see what you guys have said, what you're saying here. FYI, if you have do not disturb on your phone and people listen, yeah, totally. But this was not. So if you have your phone on do not disturb and they call twice, the phone will ring a second time. And I think that's what they were trying to do. Someone's trying to get in touch with me, but I'm busy. I'm doing an 11:11 transmission right now, yo. All right. It's all about going deep. Hi, Tati. Hi, Ami. It is about going deep. It is about going within yourself. It is about not getting caught up in the emotions that become erupted, that rise up, and to, like I said earlier, rather than allowing the emotions to take you, and kind of, take you into this funnel of chaos, you take the chaos and you funnel it to the direction of your vision, to the direction of where it is that you want to be headed. So surrender is surrendering to the how and surrendering to the what, right? So the example that was coming through this morning was about my career, in the sense that I always knew from a very young age. I started working when I was 15 years old. I always knew that I was meant to help people, but I didn't know how, and I knew it wasn't the traditional way. I actually had, in college, I went to school for marketing and business management, and it wasn't until my 11-year relationship dissolved and I blew it up, and that I found my path of this spiritual mentorship, this, consciousness coaching, this, this evolution of understanding who you really are from inside, that I tapped into my own purpose. Now the thing is that I know I needed to go through all of those things. I needed to go through all of the corporate work that I did, because I have this, unlike some of my other healer friends, like I have the understanding of technology. I have the computer skills. I had learned lessons in regards to, dealing with all kinds of different people. And then being in that relationship and deeply knowing that it just wasn't, that I deeply knew something more was available, but I did not have any evidence of it around me. I did not. All of the relationships that were around me were similar to the one I was in, and it just didn't feel fulfilling. And it's in that relationship ending, taking a full-on risk, not knowing what was going to happen next, that brought me onto this path where I am helping people heal at super deep levels, taking quantum leaps in their healing. I'm working with a client right now where she had been in therapy with 20 something different therapists for over the last 10 years. And at the point that she came to me, she had pretty much given up. She had pretty much resigned to the fact that she was going to have to learn how to live the rest of her life managing anxiety, managing panic attacks, and using heavy medication in order to get through her days, her hours, actually. And she made it to me. We, in one session, we did this phenomenal healing. I got to the core of the root cause to a lot of her anxiety, where a lot of her anxiety and panic was stemming from. So we did the healing work on that, and since she has changed jobs, her relationships have improved. She is moving more towards into running her own business again. She actually, so she changed from the job that she was not doing, was awful. It was chaotic. It was stressful, but that was a vibrational match to who she was, right? And so in deciding to do this work, she had already, so when people come to me and they decide to do the work together, it starts immediately. so many people say to me, they're like, I know I'm working with Kellyanne when dot dot dot. And so this job change immediately came for her, and she shifted into a job that she feels more, appreciated in. She's more relaxed. There's less stress. What else? So many things have happened with her in the short time that we've been together. I think we've had 5 sessions, but it was like immediately. And she's phasing off the heavy doses of medication that she's been on. She's, more in touch with who she is and what it is that she wants for herself. It's really just quite phenomenal. And so my point is that when I was ending my 11-year relationship, we were engaged, I had a house together. I mean, I was literally blowing up my life and not even knowing, what was on the other side of it. Like, would I be single forever? Like, would I be able to, manage this whole house by myself? Like, all of the unknowns. But I was willing to do it because there was something deeper inside of me that says, what is happening here just isn't right. And I don't know, what's on the other side, but I know that there's more for me. And so I was willing to do the hard things, to go through the challenges that I need to. And what happened through that journey is it did lead me into energy medicine. It led me into, the healing arts and alternative therapies. And in that, I am helping people in my own way. But it also, right, this goes back to the surrender and the detachment, is that through my own personal journey, I have evolved and, come into the person that can support people in these really challenging spaces of where they're about to jump off the cliff and not know if the net will appear, or, moving through these emotional discords that are creating, the anxiety and the panic, and doing the energy work to support the release of these patterns and these beliefs and these self-sabotaging behaviors inside, and to really tap into the vision, and not even just exactly what it looks like, but what it feels like for yourself. And so, when I work with people and we just start working out, they're like, well, I want this like successful business, or I want to be doing I want to be doing my art in the world. I want my art to be impacting people. I want to be sharing my voice. I know I'm meant to be supporting other people. And it's got to look like this. And it's like, well, let's dissect what that looks like and where that's coming from. Because if you're in a space of any kind of like fear, and you're trying to like create a business or put your art out there, or if there's or if you're coming from any kind of space of ego of like, well, I'll be amazing when people recognize me as the shaman that I am, or the healer that I am, or the ecstatic dance leader that I am, then that is part of why your success isn't happening. You've got to surrender to the how of what that looks like, right? And my journey has been an evolution too. If I had held on too tightly at the beginning of where I'm just an energy medicine practitioner, I would have never evolved into the work of doing holistic health counseling, right? And so understanding the mind, body, spirit from this other level. I would have not evolved into doing specific love coaching and helping people find their soulmates and falling in love with themselves and creating a life that they love. So it's like to not hold on too tightly of what you think you should be doing, or who you think you are, but to continue to tap in deeply into that part of you that knows there's something more for you. And it takes courage and it takes willingness to allow the surrender to unfold, to allow it to, whatever it looks like, to be what it is. And what happens is that sometimes in these quantum leaps, chaos starts to happen, right? When you dissolve these beliefs of unworthiness, not enoughness, when you let go or you transmute the victim mentality or the martyr or the people pleaser personality parts of yourself or the aspects of yourself, the people around you, just like my client where her job was no longer a match, people around you are no longer going to be a match. Maybe your job won't be a match. And you need to not get caught up in the drama of what is unfolding in the shift, in the chaos. Not get caught up in the drama of trying to resolve what is meant to be unraveling. It's like when the changes start to come into your life, it's so important to remain in that grounded space and kind of like the eye of the hurricane. Is there eye of the hurricane or the tornado? Tornado. To like let it all happen and just know life is for me, everything is unfolding, keeping your vision on where you're going, knowing that everything will come into place and you're going to, and even in the chaos that's happening in the unfolding of the how, is that you're learning more about yourself. You're getting more clear on what it is that you want for yourself. You are, learning skills and building muscles that you need moving forward, right? So especially with some of this law of attraction teachings, is that when this chaos starts to happen, people think, oh my God, I've done it wrong. I messed it up. I didn't, put my vision out right. I didn't do my dream board right or whatever. Like I fucked it up. And that is like the one of the worst things that you can do is that to take what's happening and like shame or blame yourself rather than saying, okay, I know this is all for me. What is it showing me? What am I learning from it? And what is it that, what choices do I need to make from that next level version of myself, right? So as the healer, the leader, the mentor, the coach, that next level version of yourself, how would they be handling what's moving through right now? So unhooking from that destination is so key. And really understanding it is all about the now moment. And I know that it can be super frustrating, especially when you're going through the alchemical process of changing who you are within to become aligned with that next level vision of yourself. And what happens is that presence and the state of being becomes very important part of the surrender process. Because it's like, just like when you plug in your phone to do an update, right? You can't use it. The same thing happens when you are going through an upgrade, is that you need to be in that being state. You need to be in that surrender state of allowing the alchemical process to happen within you, for the recalibration to be happening with you, to expand, align, become in tune with who you are becoming, what all of these circumstances are guiding you towards. Do not get caught up in the circumstances. Do not get caught up in the chaos. Do not get caught up in the drama. It's all for you. And that's where I see people get stuck in the surrender process. And there was another point that was coming through. Hold on. Okay, so yes, in the surrender process, this is where the ego will start to scream, right? When you're being guided to be in stillness, to allow all of the dust to do what it's got to do to, rise up and settle, is in the being process, your ego is what starts to like shout now. Your ego starts to shout, you need to work, you need to write, you need to create that program, you need to do the things, you need to, should, you have to. Those are all your signals of like, okay, There's something within me that's scared and freaking out and wants to take some kind of action. And at that point, it's like that's your signal to surrender and allow and be with the discomfort, be with the unknown, be with the all of the voices that are coming in and saying that you're not doing it right. Because I promise you is that through the beingness, through the allowing the alchemical process to happen for you to tune more into that expanded part of you, is that what comes through from that on the other side is what you've been seeking and trying to do, or what you've been trying to find. And it's in that process, you're also allowing the fears that come up that say you should, have to, you're not doing it right. In that being process, you're also allowing those voices to dissolve. So you will probably see that anything that you are trying to force yourself to do in this state of fear or should or have to is not going to work. You're going to be working your ass off, trying to put programs out there, trying to get something done, trying to, launch your business. And what you'll notice is that it's not working because you're working too hard, and it's not at the level of success because you are coming from a space of fear or insecurity or from those ego voices, right? So it is an art to getting to that space of understanding who you are within and understanding the difference between self-sabotage and surrender, right? Because there are times where I'm working with clients where they're, I can see, well, like, yeah, your being was actually self-sabotage. You were actually distracting yourself. And then we get to the core of, okay, what is really in the way of that next step that you say that you want for yourself, and doing the thing that you say that you want to do. Oh, I didn't know if I had 2 earrings in. I'm like, do I have 1 earring in? So let me just see if there's anything. Yeah, so it's like that understanding of the difference between self-sabotage and surrender, and not getting caught up in the chaos, and understanding of what's happening is for you, and that there is no destination. It is all about the journey. And if you want to have, a better, because they've always, what they say back in the, all of the Gandhis and the Buddhas and the teachings from way back is that, suffering is optional. And I'll tell you, when I was in the middle of some of my suffering, I was like, F you, this is not optional. I feel like this is the only thing that's happening for me right now. I don't know any way out of it. And now I do. And that's where I see it's such a key piece of not suffering to the circumstances, and understanding that life is for you, and what's being presented is for you to become the person that you say that you want to be. And it's like when this point that I'm talking about today, this, the surrender aspect of being your secret sauce to your success, is like this piece where the chaos starts to happen. It's almost like when a cat is like thrown in a bathtub of water, obviously, right, with water. And all it wants to do is get out. It just wants to like get out of the bathtub. I just got to get out of this bathtub. I got to get out of this bathtub. What happens with the humans is that this chaos happens, and like, I got to get out of this, because it's going to trigger, these changes are going to trigger the things that no longer serve you. The ways of being that you cannot be as your future self. You can't be a people pleaser and try to run a business. You can't be can't be afraid to say the truths, and be the nice person when you're here to transform people's lives and, through your work. And so learning how to, move through that on your own helps you to build the muscle so that you can be who you are for the people that you're meant to come across. And I'm just tuning in to see if there's any more I want to say. I think it's like, it sounds simple, but it really is about, so much, even in the spiritual world, it has been about this attaining this six-figure business, attaining the book deal, attaining the level of mastery and whatever that looks like. And it's really about going within and understanding that what you desire is already within you, and the fact that you have the desire, the fact that you have the vision for yourself means that it's possible for you. Where people get stuck in their minds is that because it's not happening right now, then it's wrong. Because they haven't been able to manifest it like this, they've messed it up. What I'll tell you is there's a really good chance that life has come knocking on your door and brought some kind of circumstance and experience in, and it's freaked you out, it's caused chaos, and then you shrink back and go into your old patterns of where it's comfortable. Even as painful as the patterns are, people are comfortable in their patterns. People are comfortable in their pain because they know how to manage it. They know how to move through it. They know how to like stay inside their limitation. If you're someone that wants to grow beyond your limitations, if you want to break these patterns, understand that the process of surrender also includes surrendering to the how that unfolds and understanding how to be in the center of the tornado as everything's happening. And it's not about because things are falling apart doesn't mean that you fucked up. It means that you're on your way to that next level. So don't grasp on to that thing spinning around you, because at least that's what you know. So I have a new course that's come through. It's one-on-one. Message me if you're interested. I want to make sure that it's right for you and right for me, for us to be a good match for this work together. We'll be together for 6 weeks. Call every not every 6 weeks. Call every week, full on access to me. We're going to get to the core of the thing that you feel most stuck in your life, and I'm going to show you how to I'm going to get to the core of what it is for you. Like, what is that thing? What is the root to that thing that you're feeling stuck with? We're going to blast it open, dissolve the energy, alchemize the emotions that are around it, and support you in tuning into the person who you need to be in order to bring that vision to life. So 6 weeks, message me. I'll give you all of the details, as far as the financial piece goes. This is, there are a limited number of spaces of this because I am running I'm running some courses and private work. But it feels like such a pertinent time to really bring this out to those that are here to have a ripple effect on the world, right? So you've got to get out of your own way. You've got to understand like what is happening that is actually bringing you through your evolution, bringing through your ascension process, bringing you into alignment with the person that you say you want to be. So understanding that you are the alchemist, understanding that you are the master of your universe, and how to work with what's being presented to you. And a big piece I know is like being in, like learning how to be in that being space when all of the mind fuckery is coming up. So obviously we're going to work on unfucking your mind, because that's my gig too. So message me if you're interested in that. But I'd love to hear, like, what are you guys getting from today? Like, what are you taking from today? What has been the highlight for you? What aha do you have? What's inspired you to take that next step? Or, how can you, like, what are you seeing going on in your life right now that you can shift the perspective in and see that it's for you? I'm going to check the comments now and sip my coffee. Hello, comments. Let me refresh. I love you, Jennifer. Hi, Krista. Steph says, I love that I caught this, really needing to hear all of this. Good, 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 good. See? Thank you. I needed to hear all of this. Melissa too. Good, good, good. Hearts, hearts, hearts. Right back to you. Jennifer says, there is magic in honesty. Honesty with yourself and with others. I wish you could see the goosebumps on my arms, Jennifer. It's, honesty and truth telling. It's almost like I can't find words for it. I am so grateful for the people in my life that said the hard things and that were honest and, told me the truth so that I can get out of my own way. And, sometimes being the one to say the hard thing isn't, it's only hard to say the hard thing if you haven't worked through your own stuff, right? So if you have a hard thing to say, but you still have the people pleaser aspect of yourself operating in the background, you're going to trip yourself up, right? If you've got the victim energy in the background and you're worried about saying the truth to someone, you're worried that you'll be you're behind in the background as you're going to be worried about what's going to happen to you if you do say the truth. And, it is about really clearing out those shadow aspects of yourself that are getting in your way. They're getting in your way and they're happening on a subconscious level. And that's why it's the work that I do. I can see your energy field. I can see your patterns. I can see your belief systems. And also I teach you how to do it yourself, right? So that when our work is complete, like, you can continue on your evolution and journey. Oh my God, Star is Born. I love that movie. Yes, Jackie says, right. It's when you get quiet, surrender, and listen. Yeah. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Robin. Hey, Julia. It's so important to transmute the victim mentality, right? Like, we came into these lives with some hardware and some programming inside our own mind. And, if you're on this journey of ascension and evolution and waking up and knowing deep within yourself that there's something more, trust that. And don't let your victim, your shadow aspects get in the way of allowing that to come through. Because I'll tell you, like, when you move through some of the deep end stuff, when you are, really present with yourself in the eye of the hurt tornado, then what you see on the other side of it is like, it's like everything that you've been striving for, but it comes versus like you having to force. If that makes sense. Yes, get out of your head. Everybody get out of your head. I read your thoughts, Jennifer. Yes, let go of ego and just feel. And thank you for saying that, because in this process of the how unfolding, right? The surrender to the how. When things start to happen in your life and the shifts change and the people start to change, and maybe your purse gets stolen, or your car breaks down, or your relationship ends, or the secure corporate job lays you off, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's for you. But what happens is, on a nervous system level, right? This human body is holding on to maybe past traumas of being abandoned, or past traumas of safety, or past experiences of lack. Then what happens is, when something in your life triggers that, it's for you to release the energy, for you to release that pattern, for you to eject from your programming that lack doesn't exist. You can't be abandoned. Like, you are going to be safe no matter what happens. But your nervous system kicks up. And it starts to say, alert, alert, danger, danger. And that's when the mind and the ego start to like try to, wait, safety, safety. I'm just going to grasp onto this thing that I know, even though it may be an abusive relationship, even though it may be, doing work that you don't love and not serving you. And it's about being in that space and allowing the alchemy to happen, allowing and understanding how to take the energy that is being ejected from your mind, from your nervous system, and alchemize it into supporting the creation of what you're moving more towards. It's just fucking fun. Let me just see if I have any comments here. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Stephanie, what's up? Glad you made it. All right, well, I think that's the end. If you guys don't have anything else to say, I hope you enjoyed this. If you watch the replay, leave your comments. I'll come back and check on them later. And if what I've shared today inspires you to make the change that you're ready for and get out of your own way, message me and I'll share with you more about what this 6-week one-on-one course is all about. I can't tell you, like, I can't stress enough how supportive the collective energy is right now for the transformations that are available to you. And I'd love to be your guide and help you get out of your own way. Have a great day, guys.